Hi and welcome back. Like I predicted, it's hot, it's humid, and it just wipes out all of the energy that you've had. It's going from the mailbox to the house will drain every single inch of energy that you have right now. There are storms up the north of us, but it's hot, sunny, and humid where we're at. With that being said, it's peach season. This year is a lot better than last year. We didn't even get peaches last year because of the lack of rain. But this year we actually got some really nice, decent peaches. And so we went and got a half a bushel. We're going to go ahead and can most of it. We're going to keep some out for fresh eating. We're going to make some pie filling and can the rest of it for other recipes. So let's get started. I found these at the dollar store. They are 1.5 pints. I've already measured up. I've already measured them out. They're gorgeous. I'm going to water bath in these. And they also, the rings fit. So it's not just the ball jars that you're wanting to go after. I don't know who makes these. They're perfectly fine for water bathing. I don't know about pressure canning in these though. Also, this kraut's done. I'm going to add this to the canning. We're going to do 2 pints of kraut and save this for later. But if you notice, it turned really nice and pale, and they're the seeds are also paler than it was. How do you peel all these? Now, you can sit here and get them with a peeler. Depends on how well they're done. Or you can score them along the seam, just like that. Make a little X. Put this in the hot water for about 10 seconds. Bring them out, and then you'll be able to peel the peelings off. Don't get rid of the peels. You can make vinegar. You can make scrap peach vinegar with the peels. Just not the seeds, just the peels. And don't get rid of the water either. We have some water here. We're going to go ahead and bring up to a boil. We're going to put these in, count to 10, take them out, start peeling. Don't get rid of that water. It has peach flavor in it. You can use that to put in with the vinegar. Let it cool down so you can touch it, and then go ahead and peel that off. Or you can use one of these. There are so many different types of ways to skin peaches. See how easily that's coming off? Once you have all the peel off, go ahead and cut around the seed, kind of like an avocado. And then you're just going to section it off, just like that. You can cut this up into smaller pieces if you wish, or slices. After you get all the scraps Here, you can actually boil this and make peach skin jelly. I've done that. I'm not going to do it this time. You're going to let the water cool down, add it to here, and then add a cup of sugar. Put your fermenting lid on, let it ferment for 4 weeks. After that 4 weeks, you're going to go ahead and strain everything, put the juice back into a clean jar, and let it sit for 4 months. And then you have vinegar. Now that we have about half a box peeled and cut up, I don't think it's going to do all 6 jars, but we'll go ahead and start from there. I'm going to be canning this all week. There we have a Memorial Day 3-day weekend, and I'm going to be spending that entire weekend canning. So juice and all goes into the pot. This is about 6 cups. We're going to add, we don't want this sweet, but we don't want it artificially sweet. I'm going to add a cup and a half of sugar. About a cup and a half-ish, maybe a little bit less. So you can make this as sweet or as tart as you wish. Remember, we're making pie filling, cobbler filling, for canning purposes to make this in the future. You can add this to biscuits, you can add this to ice cream. Ooh, ice cream. Don't give me ideas. Okay, so let's see. Cobblers, pies, ice cream, cookies, cakes. This will all go in there. Now remember, we didn't add any water or juice or anything to this. This is straight up peach. These are very juicy this year. To this we're adding a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. Actually, it's 1/8 of a teaspoon. That's a lot of clove. And then 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And that's it. No nutmeg. No allspice. Just those two. And a pinch of salt. Salt brings out the sweetness a little bit, depending on how tart these are. They're actually pretty nice. I had one the other day, or I had one yesterday, and it actually didn't taste dehydrated or anything. It just tasted like a nice ripe peach. Now to thicken this a little bit, you don't want to put cornstarch in this or clear gel, because clear gel is cornstarch. You don't want to add it if you're diabetic. You don't want to add the sugar if you're diabetic too. This is not a diabetic friendly recipe. Not really. It's all about portions. We are going to go ahead and add 1/2 teaspoon of our xanthan gum. Let's try to keep the carb down to a minimum. half a teaspoon. There you go. You want to stir that in fairly quickly to try to not get it to lump. And let it boil for a minute or two. And that's it. Just jar this up. And if you're pressure cooking it, you want to pressure cook this for about 10 minutes per pint. If you're water bathing, you're going to want to water bath this for about 30 minutes per pint. Oh, because of it being fruit, you also want to take your pH strips, pH strips, and you want to test it. We are already in between a 5 and a 4, so it's good to water bath. You don't have to add lemon juice. If this did come up to be a little bit more acidic, then we would need to add lemon juice to bring the pH down between under 4.8, and this is right at that. Okay, let's go ahead and can it up. I think I got 2 jars. You want to fill them up to the rim. Clean up your mess. Because Lord knows I'm going to make a mess. Alright, so I got 2 and a little bit left over. I'm going to make another batch of these. I've got plenty of peaches. Like I said, 30 minutes for these if you're water bathing. If you're pressure canning, 10 to 15 minutes at your elevation. I am exhausted. It is hot. I have the air conditioners going, and I'm still sweating. I'm going to continue on with this all Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to do a couple more pie fillings, as well as just straight up canning peaches. This is something we do once a year. It is not cheap, especially right at the beginning of peach season. These were not the pristine peaches. We got the seconds, the ones that you don't find in the grocery store because they're too ugly. They're too small. We'll take those. They're cheaper, and you can do a lot with it. It's made there. They sell them just for people who can and people who make recipes out of them. You can cut them up, put them in the freezer. Anything. You can freeze dry them. I mean, this would be perfect with yogurt. It really would. Just take a peach, slice it up, add it to yogurt. That's it. Or cottage cheese, depending on. I'm not a big fan of cottage cheese. I do like yogurt though. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you next time.